Now, when you guys read the title, we don't actually mean the game itself is dying. Numbers and success-wise, Fortnite is still doing ridiculously, record-breakingly well. We're more so talking about the state of the game and how fun it actually is, and how things have kind of changed for the worse. Like, for example, before all the shotgun changes were made and major changes were made to the core mechanics of the game, generally more players were having fun. Things have gotten complicated though, and it would seem that in order to get new features like map expansions, we need to sacrifice the way that we play each time. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a list of the top 5 reasons why Fortnite is... Well, I'm not gonna say the title because it's a clickbait title. Welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, everyone, where today we're gonna be talking about the top 5 reasons why Fortnite has become less fun for a lot of players. We're also going to be talking about how it can be fixed. If you have not already, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, push notifications on, and you will find a loot llama in your next game of Fortnite. People in the comments can confirm that this does work. We've seen many happy customers in the comment section below. Also, if you guys have not entered our giveaway, be sure to do so. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the list. Number 5, they changed the meta too much. The close range metas in Battle Royale have been constantly shifting in the past few months, but in the earlier seasons of Fortnite, shotguns were all the rage, with pretty much every streamer you know of using the pump and tack shotgun combo, or just outright double pumping everyone. Epic Games realized that there wasn't really any way to counter this with other weapon types and decided to alter the shotguns a bit. At first, they added a delay when switching between pumps, but they still didn't feel like this was enough, and eventually reduced the pump's damage to prevent it from being a one-shot kill. Apparently, this still wasn't enough, and they nerfed the shotguns by adding a switch delay between any shotguns. That's a lot of nerfs, but it did prevent the shotguns from being too powerful. Then, they tried to add other weapons to the game in order to make close-range combat more diverse. They introduced the drum gun, a new submachine gun, and the compact SMG, all to help counter these shotgun tactics. However, all these new guns added to the game have completely flipped the balance that Epic Games was trying to create. By putting a ton of nerfs on the shotgun and then adding powerful SMGs to the game, pretty much everyone has noticed how shotguns can be almost useless. Now, you might be a good builder, but that doesn't mean anything to a squad of bots that non-stop spray you with the compact SMG. Now, if Epic Games aren't careful, this could easily send Fortnite downhill before they have time to repair the damage, and to be honest, a few simple tweaks could easily repair it. The shotguns are currently underpowered, but if they got rid of one of the many nerfs they added, it could easily be more of an equal match for the SMGs. They could take the switch delay off, which could still keep it balanced due to the damage nerf. Alternatively, they could increase the pump shotgun damage again to a one-shot kill to the head. This way, you'll be able to actually kill someone with an SMG without being mowed down before you have another shot ready. The fact is that there will always be a meta in the game, and they can get others close, but one of them will always take the lead for most of the community. So all they need to do is stop messing with the changes. It can take weeks of practice to get used to new playstyles, and at the moment, a lot of people feel messed around by Epic Games. How might you fix the close-range combat style we currently have? Number 4, Epic Games restricts Keemstar's Fortnite Friday tournament and caps his prize limit at $100,000. Something we feel is just a little bit controversial here at Top 5 Gaming is the current Fortnite tournaments. Before the Summer Skirmish tournament appeared, we had Drama Alert's very own Keemstar creating and hosting his own Friday Fortnite tournaments. He would pull in some of the most popular streamers and content creators around the world for a fun and friendly tournament. It soon became incredibly popular, as the competitors soon realized how beneficial it was at bringing the Fortnite community together, racking up almost 600,000 viewers. And not to mention the $100,000 prize pool that you could earn in this tournament. But as much as the popularity for this event was just going up and up, Epic Games didn't seem to care. A few weeks after Keemstar had already established Friday as his tournament day, Epic Games decided to start running their own tournament, now known as Summer Skirmish. Now, originally they were going to run this on a Saturday, but the event ended up being a disaster, and they moved the event to a Friday, completely overlapping Keemstar's event. Not only did they take Keem's time slot, but they also capped the prize pool for his event at $20,000, according to a tweet Keemstar posted. Obviously, I can understand Epic can do whatever they want with the game, but come on. Keemstar was bringing you nothing but positivity and money. It was good for the community and for competitive players. The fact of the matter is that they took his idea and they even took his day. Honestly, the Summer Skirmish Tournament is better for the unheard of pro players. With the solo showdowns they introduced in Fortnite, it allows you to prove your competitive ability and earn yourself an invitation to a real tournament that you wouldn't be able to get at Keemstar's event. But Keemstar's was pure entertainment. I think that the way they went about it was just way more practical, way more involved as far as including the community goes. But they didn't need to override his event and cap the prize pool. A lot of support within the community might be a bit resentful about that, and it could harm Fortnite's future events. So please support the people that create these events, and if you'd like to take their event and make it bigger, publicize it, and make it your own, then put them at the top of it. Make sure they're running their event if it's their event. Because to be honest, Epic Games kind of stole his idea. Number 3, not many new LTM modes being introduced. Flying Explosives is the only real one to be released in months, and it's mainly just 50v50 all the time. Very boring. When 50v50 first came out, the whole community was buzzing with anticipation, excited for a squad of 30+ soldiers to rampage the enemy with clear teamwork and communication. But that's not exactly how it turned out. Stuck only able to communicate with your squad of 4, the battleground turns more into a field frenzy with every man running for himself. It's a classic scene of Star Wars where the bots, or should I say drones, are wandering, aimlessly shooting at anything but missing everything. While at the same time, you have your pro Jedi players somehow never touching the ground and hitting every shot. Right now, though, 50v50 is only really good for experience points, mainly used by those that struggle to get far in normal game modes, or kill feed hunters that try to land on the enemy side and take on every player that comes running the moment one bullet goes off. But realistically, this game mode is getting old. For some reason, Epic Games are struggling to find us more limited time modes that 1, the community enjoys, and number 2, they can actually maintain the servers for. Now, I don't think they'll ever get rid of 50v50 for the reason that it's good for people to get easy wins in XP, but we need new content, Epic. We've had brief visits from game modes like Close Encounters, Sneaky Silencers, and even some of the more recent game modes, Fly Explosives and Steady Storm. We're only in the game for a short while. The only solid game mode I always hear people mention is Blitz. Now, Fortnite need to be careful because people get bored really quick, and if they aren't happy, they'll go somewhere else. So what game mode do you think would keep a lot of the Fortnite community happy? More importantly, do we need some kind of match finder or matchmaker, kind of like they have in Overwatch? What is it called? The search browser. If they had something like the search browser, we would have all kinds of game modes. But the first thing that they have to do is make it so that we can save our maps from playground mode, even if it's only like 5 or 10 maps. This would be huge. Number 2, Blume. People are pissed that it's RNG and basically based on luck when you want to aim. More convenient for the average player, but the game takes less skill, and in the end, if you can't improve, why play? Now, whenever I get onto the subject of Blume, there's always a few that poke their heads up confused, so here's a quick rundown. Blume is commonly known to most as the RNG-based bullet spread. To put it into perspective, when you're playing Fortnite and you see the reticle in the middle of the screen, that's the size of the area in which bullets can randomly spread when firing. You can see this in action with the update that allows you to see each pellet hit marker when using shotguns. But the real issue with what you now know as Blume is that it purely relies on luck, unless you're using something like a purple or gold scar, which is a little bit more consistent. You could sneak up behind your enemy, aim at his head, and start firing. However, with Blume in effect, those bullets could go either side of his head, but then your enemy could turn around with the same weapon and laser your head off with every shot. That's not skill, that's luck. A lot of the community and pro players were getting tired of this, and they said it took the fun out of the game as their individual skill was no longer required in the game and it relied too much on luck. They weren't wrong though, and Fortnite listened. In patch 3.4, they finally introduced first shot accuracy. This allowed your first bullet to be 100% accurate as long as you weren't moving. It's the same shooting style you're all playing with today, but like a bad dream, the Blume still comes back to haunt you, and when you're in that heated gunfight, and yes, your center point may be all over the target, but your bullets are still spraying everywhere except for where you're aiming. It's almost like you have to kind of start aiming at the individual, so you use that first shot accuracy, and then kind of move your gun, depending on which type of gun it is, to the right or left, and kind of adjust so that the bullets are missing as far as your reticle knows, but because of the Blume, they end up hitting. And that's the real annoyance. We may have first shot accuracy, but is it really enough to keep people happy? Could there be another possible update for shooting that we don't know about in the works? Who knows? But seriously, any Epic employers watching this, just give us a clue in the comments. We are begging. As for the honorable mentions, we've got re-releasing rare skins. Makes them feel not rare. Remember the day those very select few of you decided to buy Red Knight? It seemed like a pretty cool skin at first, but then it just never seemed to appear in the shop again, and suddenly you own one of the rarest skins in the game. Oh, wait a minute, that's right, they put it back into the shop again, and now everyone has it. Yeah, we know that feeling. We know that feeling. A lot of skins get recycled through the item shop, and to be honest, their actual rarity grade barely matters to most people now. They only care if the skin looks cool, which is probably the whole point in the first place, but Fortnite really need to do something about rarity grades, actually meaning something again. Possibly a limit to how many times each rarity type can appear in the item shop per year or something, and they need to start labeling which skins are not coming back. I want to know which skins are limited edition. I want to know which ones to collect. And we have an honorable mention number 2, which is no rewards for winning games and accomplishing anything after Battle Pass. Now, a lot of us have gotten used to it by now, but there isn't really any proper celebration for your victory royale. It's improved a little bit. You've spent 25 minutes, though, surviving a battle against 100 warriors, and you take down your final opponent and you just stand there. Maybe do a dance with the little ribbon appears at the top saying victory royale. Seems to end a bit abrupt. I know when I spend 8 hours trying to get my first win, I was shocked at how little reward there was for my efforts. Like seriously, you couldn't at least give me some confetti? I do have to give it to them, though. The slow-mo update was pretty neat. On the other hand, you do have to admit that this is definitely an area in which Epic Games can improve on. They can and should, and something I'd love to see is a grade system for your stats in the current game. When you win the game, or see an opponent win the game, a grade appears near the player representing their overall stats. It's something a lot of players would love to see and strive to be. It would also create a high score system within Fortnite that would force players to be more diverse if they wanted to get a decent grade with their win. I mean, imagine games like Dragon Ball, where you could get triple S ratings, or the Naruto games where you can get like whatever letter rankings. What would you recommend? I know in Sonic they have kind of like a similar deal. I know we've asked a lot for your ideas in this video, but we truly want Fortnite to do well, and if one of your ideas could help Fortnite for the better, it'll be good for everyone. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Definitely, we need more incentive to win the game. There needs to be a bigger reward for that player that, regardless of how he manages to do it, survives until the very, very end. Number 1. One really obvious thing is that it's just been out for a while. At the end of the day, it's the same core mechanics with the same Battle Royale feature, with many other games releasing the same thing. It's just not as industry changing as it once was. Before Fortnite came out, console never really had a Battle Royale game that could match anything like H1 or PUBG. And to be honest, I hadn't heard too much about Fortnite and only picked it up when it was released because I thought it would be good practice for when PUBG came to PlayStation. Still waiting on that. But the thing I wasn't expecting was to fall in love with the game, which apparently the rest of the world did too. Enough to make their kids get therapy anyway. It was Fortnite Armageddon, but that was last year, and the gaming industry moves fast. GTA introduced their own version of a Battle Royale mode called Motor Wars. Other Battle Royale games like Islands of Nine and Realm Royale have been gaining more attention, and just like Battlefield, a lot of games will easily add into their multiplayer game modes like Call of Duty. But how will Fortnite be able to keep their fan base? Introducing some more permanent game modes would be nice, and having Playground as a permanent LTM that was constantly updated would definitely give a lot of creative types on Fortnite a reason to play. But as for the mainstream gamers, those that follow the wave of popular games, you never know when the next game will take the community by storm. And it does seem like Fortnite are still keeping us peaked on our seats for the next update. So it looks like we'll just have to wait and see for that one. But that's about it for the list. I hope you guys have enjoyed our list of the top 5 reasons why Fortnite is dying. And be sure to leave all your comments on why you disagree. I know the title's a little bit daunting. Again, we're not really focusing so much on the success of the game. We're focusing more so on how the game is going downhill, and we're giving you ways that we can improve the game. So it's not like we're just pointing out the problems. We're also coming up with the solutions for them, and you guys can kind of help us come together as a community, and we can come up with some great ideas for Epic. I mean, they might even check out this video. You never know. Epic Games is all over social media, and that includes videos. So write me a paragraph. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Also, be sure to enter that giveaway. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.